Okay, this video is about how to do really awesome sentences preparing for the ECA. So one of the things that will help you when you write your essay for the ECA is to use transitional phrases with your sentences. There are plenty of resources for transitional phrases, including this one from the University of Richmond, this one from the University of Wisconsin. Let's see if we can't go back up. Yep, there we go. And also from this one right here. I'm going to use the University of Wisconsin because the content is the same for all three. So in this case, a good way to show relationships between ideas is to show the addition of one of those things. So we could write a sentence. We could be like, Mr. Bailey teaches English. But instead of just following up with some bland sentence, we could add to this. So we could add a transitional phrase here to show the next idea. So our next sentence could start with one like, furthermore, and we have to put a comma there because there's a pause. Furthermore, he teaches ECA prep. Now, isn't that such a much smoother transition when we go from Mr. Bailey teaches English, furthermore, he teaches ECA prep, as opposed to just saying, Mr. Bailey teaches English, he teaches ECA prep. The furthermore adds a little bit of a pause, and it gives the reader something to think about as they move from one idea to the next. So this is one of the reasons why transitional phrases are awesome. But furthermore, there are other transitional phrases that we will be using. Ones that show relationships in time. And in this case, then, scroll down. So, relationships in time. So, while, meanwhile, soon, next, never, following. So, let's use one of those. So, I'll say, Mr. Bailey teaches English the whole school day. And then instead of just saying he also teaches ECA remediation, we say afterward, comma, he teaches ECA remediation. Once again, we've got a little pattern developing here where we've got a transitional phrase and we have a comma, and that always helps us out. So then as another example, we can also improve our sentence structure by showing place or exemplification or illustration. When I actually look at something like that to add details to a sentence, we can say, during class today, students read nonfiction sources. Now, once again, what we see here is we've got a little bit of detail added simply by the addition or illustration of this transitional phrase. So transitional phrases are really, really, really important in writing. You can show place, you can also show time, you can show illustration, you can compare and contrast. I love compare and contrast. In fact, we'll do two examples of that. Similarly, comma, students analyzed poetry, more poetry, I should say. Now we have a transitional phrase, and this kind of is related to the previous one. And now let's do contrast. On the other hand, comma, let's see, what are we going to contrast with poetry? Then on the other hand, students read a newspaper article. Two. So once again, like we have contrast, on the other hand, contrast, similarly, which shows similarities between things. This one was an illustrative one. But the bottom line is that transitional phrases between ideas are always awesome and will help you clearly convey the messages that you want to do on the ECA. So use transitional phrases. That's the point of this video. We illustrated why it works. Use some transitional phrases today, and feel free to use any of these sources to help you get those things. So I hope this was informative and helpful, and I hope that you write awesome sentences on the ECA.